Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lori. Today I'm going to do a video that is twofold. One, it's going to talk about the current energies that we're stepping into in September, which I'm very excited about. And it's going to talk, also going to talk about the Pleiadian message that has been coming in pretty strongly the last couple of days. So first, let me start by saying congratulations, you made it through August. If August was anything like it was for me, we did some massive clearing on an energetic level. And we did some massive clearing not only in our own sovereign field and our own physical form, but we did some massive clearings for the collective and the earth. And that's one of the things the Pleiadians wanted me to share first and foremost. So they want to remind you that although you may not be fully conscious of what you're doing, even though you are courageously waking up more and more and becoming conscious, more and more conscious of what you're experiencing and feeling and playing in, there is still things that you aren't quite aware of that you are doing for the collective they want me to share with you. And so even though we feel very isolated at times, we can feel very alone, as if we are doing this all by ourselves. We feel lost, confused. Are we doing this right? Are we doing this wrong? All of these human judgments that we put on it, they want to remind us and you that there was massive amounts of collective clearing that happened in August. Massive. And they're saying regardless of what we see in our reality, right? You can imagine that the collective energy shifts first, and then the physicality of the earth plane follows, just like our own physical form, right? So our own energy increases first, and we can tap into these higher consciousnesses, and then eventually the physical form begins to anchor it in and stabilizes it so that we can live in it in every now moment. And so that's what's happening right now with the earth plane, okay? On a quantum level, of course, the earth has already moved into a fifth dimensional field. But we are in a slower time-space continuum, so it's taking us a little bit longer to catch up to where she is. So the she, that earth that we are experiencing now, is still in the process of shifting. She shifted because we shifted with her. We were able to shift her. Okay, that's what we're doing right now. So August was a month for many of us where there was massive amounts of purging, massive amounts of clearing. And because you guys, we are becoming more conscious, they call it conscious ascending, these beautiful beings. Because we are consciously ascending now, we are acutely aware of what we're experiencing, what we're feeling, and more present every day, right? Many, many millions and millions of humans that are not choosing to consciously ascend right now are not going through these ups and downs. They're not going on that roller coaster ride. Why? Because they are doing what most humans do, which is become unconscious, sort of shut down, close off from what may be wanting to be experienced and wanting to be felt, right? We've done this, I've done this many years in this lifetime, right? We're programmed to do this, to shut down those uncomfortable emotions, thoughts, and beliefs that we don't like. So we go really unconscious and we just start to play in our world, and we're happy and we fall in love and we have, all these amazing, beautiful things happen, and whatever it is that the human life may bring to that individual, that human. But navigating that unconsciously, nothing wrong with that, but unconsciously, meaning that you are not aware of what is happening energetically in you, life just seems kind of like, oh, I'm just doing life, right? And I'm not having these ups and downs that you guys are talking about, right? I feel fine today. I felt fine yesterday. These humans are just unconsciously doing their thing. And many of us have lived that way for a very long time, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a very beautiful way to be in the human form. But if you are choosing to consciously ascend, then you're going to be going through a roller coaster ride of ups and downs all over the place. and you're going to feel crazy. You're going to want to quit. You're going to feel like you're not doing it right, right? All these things we've been talking about for months. And so August was this month where for many of us, we cleared a lot collectively and individually. And they wanted me to remind you, the Pleiadians, that to take care of yourself, to honor yourself, to love yourself. If you could see what they could see, if you could see what you are doing for the entire planet, for the collective of humanity, just by feeling anger or rage or depression or insecurity or sadness or whatever it is, the traumas that are coming up, the pains that are coming up, if you could actually understand from a higher perspective what that is doing for the collective on the earth plane, you would applaud yourself. You would bow at your knees, they're saying. The work that you are doing every single day that feels like hell sometimes is shifting the entire collective. Whether they're conscious of it or not, there is a wave shifting into a 5D consciousness. And every single thing you're doing right now is part of this collective shift. The exhaustion, the physical pains, the relationships that are breaking apart, the uncomfortable life sort of pivots that you're having to take all of a sudden, the fears, all of these things, believe it or not, from the Pleiadian perspective, is shifting the collective. They understand that's not going to help you necessarily when you're moving through these ups and downs, but they want to give you this perspective that they have, which is hallelujah, you're doing it. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the collective. Whether you consider yourself a light worker or not, they don't care. You don't care. The aspect of you that dropped down into physical form, you could care less what job you're doing. You could care less how much money you have, right? You could care less about those really important things that the ego likes to hold on to, right? It doesn't matter. You came in to shift the collective. You came in to shift Earth. You came in to shift your own physical form. And however you navigate that is beautiful. They keep showing me this image of all of us sitting around this really large table. And it's like we've just gone through battle in August, right? It's like, Jesus, I can't believe I freaking came out of that month. And it's like, sit down, honor yourselves, eat a massive, amazing meal, whatever that meal is, right? Let us feed you. Let us love you. Let us honor you. Let us cherish you. Let us remind you of what you're doing, because it is challenging for us as humans to remember what we're doing, the bigger picture, because we are programmed. We have these paradigms. We have this dense consciousness that we are literally like quicksand or molasses, trying to move through. And the Pleiadians are like, yes, you're doing it. You guys rocked August, right? Now for them, it's a blink of an eye. It's like August happened in that now moment, right? They also want me to remind all of us that everyone is on their own unique path. So August may not have been super intense for a group of people that are consciously ascending. And August may have been super intense, right? It all depends on where you are energetically in your physical form. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with any vibration that you're holding in any now moment and how you're experiencing it. If you went through August and you were like, August was a breeze, awesome, right? If you went through August and you were like, I can't believe I survived that, awesome, right? You always want to take energy updates, current energies, forecasts with a grain of salt, right? Because we are all unique, individual, sovereign signatures of energy. And so what we share from these higher frequencies is a now moment energy report. It's a now moment energy, right? For them. And yet for us, we're uniquely sovereign in our field and in our vibration and our resonance. And we may feel every now moment, each new now moment, a little bit differently, right? So there's no good or bad, right or wrong when we talk about the energies, when we talk about what we just went through, when we talk about what we're entering into, right? Sometimes people will say, oh my God, I didn't feel that. Oh my God, is there something wrong with me? Oh my God, I didn't have those experiences. Is there something wrong with me? I felt totally fine. Am I not doing it right? This is about what we are stepping into. Also, this segues into September. What we are stepping into, you guys, because we've been doing this now actively for however long you've been doing this, but you've been doing it actively, right? You are becoming aware of your own sovereign resonance, your own sovereign energy and frequency. And when you start to really understand that, you realize that just because there's a group or a collective of humans that are experiencing something in a now moment and I'm not, it's okay. I'm learning to trust my resonance, which is the vibration that goes out from your energetic field, which is the vibration that's held inside your physical form, which goes up and down. It is not stagnant. Our frequency does not just stay. As you know, our frequency goes up and down, back and forth. Higher frequencies, lower frequencies, higher dimensional consciousnesses, lower dimensional consciousness, tapping into 5D, going down to 3D, tapping into 5D, back down to 3D. That's the process. This is what's happening. The more you anchor the light, the more light you hold, the higher frequencies, the more you're able to stay in those higher consciousnesses, in the 5D consciousnesses, right? But you're still going to be doing this up and down. It's almost impossible to have this straight, flat-lined 5D consciousness right now because you are still anchored in 3D consciousness. So they want us to remember, okay, start to recognize your resonance, the energetic vibration in every now moment, and don't judge how your human beingness is being in every now moment compared to somebody else, right? We like to do these things like, how are you feeling? How did you feel? We want to get that reassurance back that you're not crazy, right? And some people will be like, I had the best day ever. It was awesome. And some people will be like, oh my God, I was laid out, right? Just remember your frequency in your form is unique. There may be other humans that are vibrating in that same frequency. And so they have the same experiences in that now moment, okay? So basically what we're stepping into in September is an expansion. It's almost like we were in a contracted state, many of us, and courageously choosing to not shift into a higher frequency, but to purge and clear for our own being and for the collective. See, this is what we don't understand as humans. What is coming up to be cleared may not be for us. It may be for the collective. That may be your work. And if you say to yourself, this shit sucks, I don't want to feel this, I'm going to try to move into 5D consciousness, and the light being in you is saying, no, this is the work you're here to do. Don't worry. You're tapping into that. You're moving into that. You've got that. That's the easy part. The easy part is tapping into 5D consciousness. The challenging part is purging and clearing what we have to purge and clear, the density. That's the challenging part because we don't like it and we don't think it has any value or any use, right? And so what's occurring in this new month that we're stepping into is first of all, the honoring of what we have been doing and what we are doing, the honoring of what we've been doing. Looking at it and saying, there's nothing wrong with any of it that's coming up to purge. If the human doesn't purge the energy and consciousness on the earth plane and in their human form, there's no shifting happening, right? And you can bypass as much as you want by tapping into 5D consciousness, but you're not going anywhere if you don't purge and clear, right? And so honor, they're saying, what we are watching you all go through courageously. Because again, they're saying it's much more challenging or courageous for the human to actually stand in their now moment and face everything with love, deep love for themselves, than it is to say, I don't like this, I'm going to scoot out into something else, right? Can you stand in the eye of the storm and love yourself so deeply you're safe? That's what they want to ask you. Can you stand in the eye of the storm and love yourself so deeply that you're safe? You're safe. Bring it on. What's next? Bring it on. I'm safe. I'm loved. I'm good. I've got this, right? Because this purging and clearing, although it does settle down, it gets less and less, we're constantly shifting frequencies. We're constantly moving up the notch, right? So there's constantly things that are going to be clearing, always. And the more we just start doing it now, the easier it's going to be as we start shifting, right? So in September, you guys, it's about recognizing and getting conscious now of what you're doing on the earth plane, your resonance, your reason, your physical form, your ability to clear the collective, which you may be doing. The walking around with your shoulders back like, I'm a freaking badass. I'm an energetic badass. I am clearing for the collective. This shit sucked 3 days ago, but guess what? I cleared for the collective. I cleared for Earth. I'm assisting, right? Because a lot of us have this belief that in order to assist the Earth and humanity and the collective, that we have to be holding these higher frequencies, right? That we have to hold the 5D consciousness in order to bring the collective and the Earth into that 5D field. And part of that is true. We have to tap into that. We have to start living that. We have to start being that. But guess what, you guys? Living and being in 5D is so much easier than staying present in the 3D consciousness that is asking to be cleared and purged and processed off the earth plane and out of your physical form. Okay? It's much easier to try to and to experience that 5D consciousness. And that 5D consciousnness is there. It is you. It's in you. You are it and beyond. It's already there. You already are it inside of you, right? It's not something to reach. It's not something to tap into or touch. It's already you, okay? So whatever is in your now moment, you have to trust is for your highest good. So if in your now moment, you're experiencing 5D consciousness, which is neutrality, present moment, super aligned, super love, right? Like, I love everything. Everything is freaking fabulous. I'm so happy to be on the earth plane. I'm so expanded. I'm so in love with life and myself. And I feel this flow state, right? Everything just feels open and expanded. And I understand what's happening. There's so much clarity, right? That's a 5D consciousness sort of field that you're tapping into. If that's in your now moment, then devour the hell out of it, right? It's in your now moment. And if all of a sudden you find yourself in your now moment in September, where you are in those lower consciousnesses, by all means, don't try to escape out of it. There is a reason for it. There's a reason for you being in that now moment. Nothing is a mistake, right? You're clearing for the collective. You're clearing for yourself. You're clearing for the earth. Right? This is becoming an awareness now that is much bigger than just you, just me. It's more than that. It started in just this, right? It's just me. I'm doing this. I've got to figure this out. But now they want to teach us, okay, great. Good job, you guys. Now start to understand that what you're doing is on a much bigger level. It is clearing for the collective, right? And it's not about when you are in those intense, uncomfortable moments to get out of it. It is about understanding that there are multiple ways in which the collective is shifting. There are multiple ways in which the earth shifts. It's not just the human has to tap into 5D consciousness. That would never get the earth and humans there. We have to teach the humans, we have to remind the humans that they are swimming in a bubble of 3D consciousness that has to be cleared. It has to be purged. And if you're one of the humans that are experiencing that purging and experiencing that clearing, hallelujah, we are loving you and cheering you on and telling you to keep going. This is your work. This is your job. Keep going, keep going. Keep the bigger picture at hand, right? And so your resonance coming up in September, right, which today is the first day of September, this is when I'm doing this video, How much can you honor you? How much can you honor your energetic field? How much can you honor your resonance? How much can you honor what feels good and what doesn't feel good? How much can you honor what you're going through and not what somebody else is going through? How much can you recognize that whatever it is that's coming up in my now moment is divine? It's for me to serve. I am serving by experiencing this. I am serving the collective by experiencing this. Instead of, oh shit, I'm feeling this. This means it's my reality. This means it's who I am. This means it's my vibration. I'm going to keep creating more and more and more and more of it. I got to get into this 5D consciousness so I can help the earth plane and I can help humanity and I can help myself. No, you don't ever want to go anywhere. You want to stay present. What's present? What's present, right? So many of us are designed to be clearing for the collective. So many of us are designed to be clearing our own bodies. So many of us are designed to be clearing for the earth. And you don't do it by lovingly staying in these expanded states. You got to get into the nitty-gritty dirt. You got to get dirty. You got to get dirty. You got to feel it all. And we've been doing that. We have been doing that. We have been shifting, you guys. We've been shifting the collective. We've been shifting the entire consciousness of the earth plane. We've been shifting the earth. And this past month, we did a massively amazing job. Such a massive job. We have no idea. We really have no idea how great of a job we've done, because all we do or all we think about is Jesus. I made it, you know, and there's some of you that are watching this right now that are still in it, right? And it doesn't feel like you're clearing the collective. It doesn't feel like you're doing anything. It feels like you're in shit, in hell, in density, right? And you're purging it. You're purging it. Here's the other thing about September that they want to take us. It's almost like they're giving us these textbooks, right? And we're kind of learning as we go. It's like we're becoming more and more conscious. So the next thing they want us to remember, so the resonance, you guys, is your energetic, is the vibration that goes out from your energetic field. The energetic field is 1.5 feet out from you, right? And it tells you what feels good, what doesn't feel good. It tells you what's right, wrong, in terms of like, this feels good, this doesn't feel good. Not bad or good, right or wrong in duality, but I like that, I'm going to go there. I don't like that, I'm not going to go there. I enjoy being around that person. I don't enjoy being around that person. I don't want to make plans anymore. I'm going to continue to make plans. That feels good to me. Like, we have to get real sovereign in what is our truth. What do we feel good about? What do we like? What do we want? Not what the group is doing, not what the collective is doing, not what any teachers are telling you, right? What's your resonance? What are you feeling? Right? Get more and more clear on that. And here is a really important piece, okay? There are two things happening energetically to the human. There is the purging and the clearing of density out of the physical form. And there is the human walking around in every now moment, experiencing 3D consciousness, waking up to their programming, and having the ability to choose how they want to be in that. Okay? Those are two separate things. As we start shifting and awakening into more frequency and light, we start to recognize we're in a quantum space, which means that we have access to any consciousness. Okay? So when we are walking around in our everyday, this is different than purging. When we're walking around in our everyday and someone cuts us off, or we don't like the way somebody's doing something, or things are not going our way, right? Just an everyday normal experience. You have a choice on how you react. You have a choice in what consciousness you're going to play in, right? We are programmed to respond naturally, unconsciously to things, right? We'll get frustrated right away. We'll get anxious right away. We'll get nervous right away. We'll shut down right away. We'll get insecure right away, right? There's these things that may just kind of happen as we're going about our day. When we are watching ourselves be in every now moment, we have the choice to choose a different beingness. We have the choice to choose a different consciousness. I'll give you an example. I was having a massage yesterday and I was in a very funky space, and the massage was not to my liking, right? It was like, I had an expectation and I wanted the massage to be a certain way. So here I am laying on the table and I'm getting frustrated and I'm getting annoyed. Now, this is not purging and clearing. This is just being a human in the 3D consciousness, watching how I'm responding and reacting to that now moment. And then I do this. I say, okay, Lori, you can continue to get upset. You can continue to get angry. It's what I'm used to, right? It's like if I don't like something, I get frustrated over it. Okay, I like really bubble up in that frustration and that anger and like, who does this guy think he is? And how does he think I'm going to charge, how does he think he's charging this much money for? And doesn't he understand he has to do it more intense and more deep and all these things, right? And then I stopped and I said, so you're just going to waste the rest of your massage by getting upset? What if you remember what you teach, which is that your higher self brought you to this table? Your higher self brought this masseuse here. This guy knows exactly what to do to get the energy out of your body, which is why you're in this massage. Why don't you stop, let go of control, Lori, and enjoy the massage, because it's exactly what you need. It is exactly the way you need it, because you're not in charge. Your higher self is in charge. That's right, I forgot. And this is the absolute perfect massage that you need to get your energy out, regardless of what your ego thinks the massage should be. And therein lies the opportunity to choose a different consciousness. So I said to myself, okay, I'm going to enjoy this massage. This is the perfect massage. He's doing a great job. My higher self is communicating with him, telling him exactly how to do what he needs to do. I'm not going to worry about it, right? Choose a different consciousness. My entire massage shifted from that point on. Everything shifted in my energetic field because I chose a different consciousness. That is not purging, okay? That is not clearing. That is very different. So in your every now moment, as we step into September, this is what we want to get clear on, because there's a lot of confusion around choosing different consciousnesses to feel, so that you're not choosing, fear or anger or frustration, or like I was on the table and I was deciding to choose anger, right? We have the ability to choose other consciousnesses, and we need to start to get conscious of that, because that shifts our frequency, okay? When we are conscious of how we are responding and reacting in every now moment, that will shift our frequency, okay? Clearing and purging is completely different. So a lot of times when I talk about feeling the emotion, allowing the emotion to be, loving the emotion, people respond with, well, I thought we were supposed to talk about, think positive thoughts or shift ourselves out of it so that it doesn't create a reality. If I'm in depression, I'm creating that reality. If I'm clearing massive trauma and feeling deeply, deeply insecure and a lot of anger towards myself, then that's my reality. No. I should be shifting out of it like I did in the massage table, right? I should shift out of it. No. When you are clearing and purging for the collective, for yourself, and for the earth, it is coming from inside. It is not an experience on the outside. It's not a massage man that I'm interacting and engaging with and having a reaction and an energetic response with. Okay, in every now moment, when you make choices, you are engaging in the world back and forth. You're engaging, and in that engagement, you get to make a choice. How are you going to respond and react to that frequency, to that consciousness, to that experience, to anything, right? That is how you shift frequency, is when you are engaging in the world and making a choice as that you are experiencing that engagement and how you respond and resonate. That is how you shift your frequency, right? When you are clearing and purging, you are clearing and purging. That's it. Which means that you are loving the freak out of yourself as you are feeling courageously what's coming up. Most of us know it doesn't last, right? There are lots of people that it can clear quickly, and there's lots of people that it may kind of settle in for a while. It just depends. It depends on your journey. But for many of us, we'll watch this consciousness come and go, come and go, come and go, and eventually it'll finally be gone completely, okay? But when you're clearing and purging, you are not sitting there saying, uh-oh, I'm in some deep trauma that I'm clearing, and it's all about being insecure and not good enough. I'm creating that vibration out from me. and that's what I'm going to continue to experience in my reality. No. You can imagine clearing and purging as like a timeout, right? And you're navigating and it like you are like a scientist and you're exploring it. It's like, oh, look what's coming up. What is this? This is what it feels like. This is what it's telling me, right? I'm going to take it out and explore it and be like, wow, look at this. This is so uncomfortable. This is so painful. I want this out. I want this gone. I don't want to be in this. This is so yuck, right? You don't say to yourself like, okay, I need to now shift into another consciousness so that I'm no longer in this. No, this has a journey. This has a process. This is the now moment. This is just going to purge. This is not you. This is not you. You are not choosing to be this. This is coming up to clear. You're not choosing to say, I'm now going to be my trauma. I'm going to be these emotions. You're not. You're courageously looking at them and saying, wow, look at them come up. And then you clear them by just allowing them to be, and you love yourself through it. You go about your day. You go about your day. You just go about your day. You're not wallowing in it. You're not, you're not doing any of that. You're just letting it be, feeling and experiencing whatever it needs from you, right? Whatever it needs from you. And then when you go about your day, when you are actively experiencing that 3D consciousness in every now moment, that is when you have the choice. The reaction, the resonance, the response to every engagement is when you say, okay, what am I choosing to be in? What am I choosing, right? What am I choosing? I'm going to choose to be in gratitude for this massage as opposed to anger, okay? That is very different than I am purging some massive trauma inside of me and it feels like rage, it feels like discomfort, it feels like depression, right? That's coming up. That's not me. That's consciousness I consumed, and I'm going to feel the hell out of it and love it while I'm feeling it. That's it. That is all. No big deal. Let's do this. This is not my first rodeo. Doing it again, right? You don't say, oh shit, this is who I am. This is my vibration. This is what I'm putting out into the world, and I better shift this so that I don't create this reality over and over and over again. It's not creating your reality. It's a consciousness that's literally purging out of you so that you can increase your vibration. It's purging out of you. It's not something that's coming out and starting to vibrate out into the world. It's just purging. It's literally, it's like you go to the bathroom and you're going to flush the toilet and it's like that shit's going down the toilet. It's not coming up to be splashed into your face. The shit's going down, right? But you got to poop. You gotta get it out. I have no idea where that analogy came from. That is a freaking weird analogy. Anyway, point is it goes down, right? And just because you released a whole bunch of crap that you felt that intestinal pain, right, as that stuff was moving through you, doesn't mean that that's creating your reality. Okay, so the Pleiadians want us to really start to get clear on those two distinct ways of being with our energy. Okay, two distinct ways, and it's really important, you guys. It's really important because you're going to nail the hell out of this. You're going to nail it. You're going to start nailing this conscious ascension process, because you're going to recognize the difference, right? Because in the beginning, it was confusing. It's like, well, what do you mean, Lori, that we have to feel all of this and allow it to just be, when I've been taught for so long that you have to choose your thoughts, choose your things, choose higher frequencies, choose higher consciousnesses, right? Not when you're purging and clearing. You got to devour the crap out of that so that it can purge out, so that it can clear out, so that you can then find yourself in an expanded state again in a higher frequency. Right? We don't have a weight that we can stand on that says, oh, you've now shifted your frequency 3 notches higher. Thanks for purging all that. We don't have that. So we don't even know where our frequency is after the purge, right? We don't know. We can't see it, but we can feel it, right? We can feel that it's like, oh, okay. All right. Almost like a rebirth, okay? They're talking about September as being a rebirth. Now remember, this is just the message that's coming in for the energy that's now that may or may not resonate with you, okay? But they're talking about September as being a rebirth and new ways of practicing being in 5D consciousness. So you are not trying to get to 5D consciousness, you're being in it by allowing whatever to show up. So 5D consciousness is whatever is in my now moment, I devour and love. I don't let my ego try to take me out of it. So if there is something that's coming up that you don't like, in 5D consciousness, it says, oh, wow, look at this. Great. Thank you so much. I'm going to love Lori. I'm going to love myself through this because I know that this is not something that I'm responding or reacting or resonating to in the outside world that I can shift myself into. I can make a shift. I can choose. This is coming from within that's going to drop down. So I'm going to flush the toilet. The only way to flush the toilet is to get it into the toilet. The only way to get it into the toilet is to feel it and love yourself as you're feeling it, that you are not it, right? You're not it. You're just releasing it so that you can flush it down the toilet. That's it. And then when you go out into your day, if you're in a depressed state, if you're clearing anger and rage, if you're clearing insecurities, if you're clearing all these things, then here's where it gets part two. You're walking around in the world. That's when you have a choice. Okay, how am I going to respond to that bank teller? How am I going to respond to that person driving the car? How am I going to respond? That's where the choice comes in. Get it? That's where the choice comes in. I have a choice in this now moment how I'm going to respond. Now, I've been purging and clearing. I feel like shit. I don't want to talk to anybody. Everybody's annoying me. Honor that human experience. Bravo. Yes, of course. Who wouldn't be feeling that? There's nothing wrong with that. And from my own personal experience, when I'm purging and clearing pretty intense consciousness, the last thing I want to do is be nice to someone, right? The last thing I want to do is try to like move myself into this like gratitude space of like love, peace, joy, harmony. I just don't feel it and I don't give a shit. I just don't feel it because right now, today, I feel massive amounts of gratitude and love and unity and like expansion and alignment and flow, all of that, right? All of it. And so you have to just let yourself be. Stop trying to be something that you're not, right? If it doesn't feel good to move into a gratitude space, then don't do it. If it doesn't feel good to love, if you're faking it, don't do it. Remember, it's about resonance, they're saying. It's about what you are resonating with and honoring your resonance. If your resonance is like, leave me alone, I'm in a bad mood, you're annoying me, that's your resonance. Honor it. There will absolutely, unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, be a time, you guys, where we will not be navigating this. We will already be in that consciousness. That 5D consciousness will be living it all the time. We're not there yet. We're on that 4D bridge. We're in the 4D bridge where we're learning how to navigate this. We're learning how to be in 5D, how to release 3D, and we're stuck in the middle. We're stuck in the middle. Okay? So we're learning. And we got to love ourselves through this process. It would be like you watching a child learning to ride a bike, right? And the training wheels are the 4D bridge, right? And, you know, first you have the tricycle, which is 3D consciousness, and then you have the two-wheel bike, which is 5D consciousness, and in the middle is the bike with the two training wheels. And when this little child is in that training wheel stage and trying to learn and he's falling down, right? Or he takes the training wheels off and he's learning how to not use the training wheels, right? So he's trying to get to that 5D consciousness. He puts the training wheels on, goes a little bit, it's a little bit easy, takes the training wheels off, he starts to fall down. We don't yell at that child. We don't get mad at that child. We cheer that child on. Keep going. You're going to do this. You got this. You know, there's days where the child's like, I don't want to ride my bike, I suck. And then there's days where he's like, oh my God, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And the whole time, what are you doing with the child? You're loving that child. You're saying, go, keep going, keep going. That's how we need to see this ascension process. That it's okay if you're angry. It's okay if you're not in a 5D consciousness. You can't be in a 5D consciousness all the time. And anybody that says they are lying. They're not being authentic. I'm sorry, they're not. Because you're still in a 3D consciousness. So you're still rubbing up against 3D consciousness. So you're going to have a huge amount of practice in being in a 5D consciousness while you're navigating a 3D field. It takes a huge amount of practice. Practice, practice, practice. So it's okay however your humanness is, right? So in September, going forward, today's the first day. This is like the Pleiadians are calling it like a rebirth. And it is a time for us to really get clear on our resonance and to really get clear, you guys, on the difference between the purging and the clearing that we're going to continue to do and the choice that you have in every now moment in how you respond and react to the outside world, the outside consciousness. So the inside consciousness, the inside world is your sovereignty, and the outside world is you navigating it, anything you come up against. You have a choice in how you respond. You have a choice in how you react. Okay? When you're clearing and purging, the choice is that you love it and flush it. That's the choice, right? You honor it and you recognize, okay, this is not just for me. This could be for the collective. This could be for Earth. This could be for the movement of all of us into 5D, right? Somebody has to purge the consciousness. You don't just shift into 5D, you guys. You can't just shift. The only way to shift into 5D is to increase the vibration in the form, to increase the vibration on the earth plane. When you increase a vibration within a density, within a dense form, the earth is dense, the human form is dense. When you increase the frequency, the natural thing that energy does is the denser pockets move out. They rattle around, shake up like an earthquake, and move out. And the only way that they move out is by us being conscious of them. We have to be aware. We have to be conscious. We have to be awake. Otherwise, you're like millions and millions of other humans, and there's nothing wrong with that, billions of humans that are walking around unconscious and just having a great life. They don't care about shifting. And there's nothing wrong with that. They don't care about shifting. That's great. Sometimes I look at them and I'm like, they're the lucky ones, man. They're just doing their life. They don't care about energy or consciousness or shifting. I mean, listen, there's definitely days where I'm like, man, to just be unconscious and just, not be consciously moving through this. But it's why we're here. It's why you're here. Regardless of what you're doing as a job, right, or service work, it doesn't matter. You're here to consciously ascend in physical form and to assist the earth and the collective to shift. Okay? So the Pleiadians are very, very strong right now in this now moment, and in September they're very strong. They're coming in very, very loud. And one of the things that I'm offering this month, I didn't do anything in August, and so this month what I'm offering is a guided journey with the Pleiadians. And they are so excited. I can feel them right now just getting really excited because the Pleiadians want to come into our field and into our space, and they want to talk to us. They want to give us a lot of messages and guidance about what's going on. And they will share specific messages with you, right, that you'll be able to hear, that you'll be able to receive. The Pleiadians bring themselves down into a low enough vibration that many of us can feel them quite easily. It's not like the Sirians. Sirians are much higher vibration, so it can be a little bit challenging sometimes. Pleiadians bring themselves into a little bit lower frequency because they are a lower frequency, right? They vibrate between a 7th and a 9th, typically. Right? So they can bring themselves in. We can feel them. We can see them. We can experience them. We can hear them. They're going to activate and bring us into this beautiful heart-centered frequency that we hold, right? And they're going to kind of play a game with us in that field and activate it. And they're going to share a huge amount of messages, both for the group and you individually. So this is happening on September 20th. And it's going to be 60 minutes on Zoom. If you can't make it live, you can listen to the replay. Just order the replay, $33. And it is, September 20th, which is a Friday, from 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And just do a time converter. Just go to Google and type in time converter. Type in your city and then type in San Francisco. That's where I'm at. It'll convert the time for you. If you have any questions, you can email me at contact@loriladd.com. I would love for you to join. It's going to be another really beautiful experience. We'll be able to feel the Pleiadians, hear the Pleiadians, experience the Pleiadians. And why do we want to do this? Because it allows us to remember who we are It allows us to remember what we're doing in human form. It allows us in that brief 60 minutes to feel such immense love for ourselves. We are bathed in love. We are honored and cherished. And that's important. That reminds us, that helps us, you know? It's like, okay, this human journey is challenging and a struggle sometimes, but I'm doing it. And if you're from the Pleiadian consciousness, this journey will reunite yourself with them. You'll feel them, you'll hear them, you'll experience them. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. The link to register is below. If you have any questions, you can reach out. I love you guys so much. I am walking this with you every step of the way. I am going through it with you. Everything I teach, I am going through. Everything I hear from these beings, it's not just for me and my journey. They're sharing it for my journey and for your journey. So we're all doing this together. And there's no easy way around it. And we're all courageous and magnificent. And we're warriors and warrioresses, if that's even a word for women, or the female. But we're doing it. We are doing this. And it can be challenging because you get into that tunnel vision of just your own, experience. And that's okay. I mean, I've been in that for the last couple of weeks. But remember, we come out and we can see a little bit clearer. We can feel a little bit clearer. We're feeling a little bit more aligned, right? It's this up and down, up and down, up and down. Who knows how long it's going to last, but it's the courageous that are doing that. It's the courageous that are being honest. It's the courageous ones that are saying, hell yeah, I'm angry today. Hell yeah, I'm feeling fear. Hell yeah, I'm feeling sadness. Hell yeah, I'm feeling these human emotions. Hell yeah. Nothing freaking wrong with it. You're a human. Stop pretending. Stop pretending to be something that you're not. It's okay to be all of who you are. It's okay to feel all of what you're feeling. You are not it. You are not becoming it. You are not any of it. You are experiencing it so it can get flushed down the system. What you do have control of is how you respond and react in your resonance out in the world with other people, with other humans, with other experiences, right? That's how you shift. I love you all. Thank you for being here. If you like this video, put a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. I do live Q&As every other Tuesday. I also go live randomly and just share messages and answer questions. So I'd love to have you join this beautiful community. And let me know if you have any questions down below. Be gentle, gentle, gentle with yourself. Love yourself. Honor yourself. Remember, it's not just for you. It's for the collective and the earth right now. You're doing a great job. You're not alone. And I love you.